Okay, so I think everything is visible and we can start.
Okay. Yep.
So the first thing that I have faced in the weird lines, yeah, like I haven't faced a lot of weird openings, but the first time I faced one of the weird openings was something like this. So, where black just goes c5, yeah.
Mm,
So it is a bit strange because this move order, I mean, I'm not very sure what exactly is this move order and if I can get to a Tarash, do I have like enough time to play c4 and c takes d5? And d takes c5 obviously seems like very weird, yeah, to go into these lines. So, I mean,
so
I just,
let me pause you for 1 second here. I don't play knight f3 after d5.
yes,
I
yes,
play
I
c4
know.
right away.
Yeah, I know, but for c4 also they have c5. So that's what I was trying to
Oh,
get at. Okay.
got it. Got it. Okay, makes sense.
So I was just, I mean, I anyway went C4, so it kind of like transposed, yeah, you can say.
Okay.
So the whole point was like, since being a Catalan player, I just thought that if I can get into any Catalan opening or any Catalan setup in this one, things should be fine for me.
Mm,
So I just played C4 and DC4, D3. So later on, I realized that in this position, you do have some options to transpose into a Queen's Gambit Accepted kind of opening here, but that pretty much plays into Black's hand. Yeah, like we are basically not punishing Black for choosing a weird move order, right?
mm.
So I just played G3, and the resulting position that I got was something like this, where I very easily actually converted this kind of position. So I'm winning back the pawn, and the endgame seemed pretty terrible for black.
I
So
see. Okay.
basically, what happened was, so I mean, of course, you can play any move here and allow me to take on c4, which seems very nice for me, yeah, considering I have so many weaknesses to play for.
Mm-hmm.
But my opponent defended this one, so went for some sort of a dynamic position. And I didn't understand like what exactly was the idea for black, but I just played very logical moves, and that c4 pawn, well, never survived, so just kept on like increasing pressure and kept on like putting pieces at the right square. uh and okay, you can see that this pawn is about to fall, yeah, sooner or later.
Mm-hmm.
So I just got like all my pieces against that pawn and just grabbed it. So this
Mm.
is when I had, I mean, obviously I can say that I did not know the opening. I had no idea what's going on, and I'm pretty much playing with somebody who is similar, rated to me. So very obvious that he must have prepared, because I am playing Catalan for a long time. So it's obvious that anybody can expect a Catalan. But even without theory, just by some positional understanding, you can see I clearly outplayed him, yeah, in the resulting game.
Mm. Okay.
So this is definitely a good option. And later on, I was doing some research work on this one, and I did find that against c5, you can, I mean, just by going in your move order system, we can go for something like this. So we can actually take c takes d5 here.
Yeah, I've actually faced this in blitz games, and that's typically what I've done, I think.
Okay,
Or hold
perfect.
on, did I do that? Yeah, that's what I did, right? I just took it.
Okay, very nice. So here what I realized is, I mean, after some time, like this is again some of my preparation, I just realized that here white has this move, yeah, e4, which is very convincing here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and
Mm.
if you go d takes c5 in this position, and you are pretty much allowing black to get this position, so this is like a reverse position, yeah, of what I had in the game.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe I have that extra tempo, which will be fine. But the theory suggests us that black is doing quite okay in this position.
I see.
So I did not, I mean, it's good that I did not go for it, but e4 is very strong. So knight e4 has to be played. And now you take dc5, knight c5, and knight f3 and knight c3. So very, very nice to play this position. So this is just a line which was recommended, and you can see that white is getting so easy development. Black still has to, find some way out of this position. And the game that was played in this position ended in a win for white. Black could not actually get out with all his pieces. So basically, you can say that the castling was stopped. Knight e6 was forced, and white just went into a very simple endgame position.
Okay.
Now with e6 hanging and rook d7 coming up, white will at least win some material. I think in the game, white also managed to put a knight on e4 at some point, which became even more stronger for white and eventually won the game.
Okay, got it. Can we go back to the beginning of this one more time? And I want to go through slowly to see what other options could have been
Sure,
here.
sure. So c4, c5.
So,
This is from your move order, okay? Like because I played knight f3, so it was slightly different.
okay, so I'm gonna play it like I would in a blitz game. So c takes d.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And what if black takes with the queen?
Yes, so queen d5 is also a line here. So for queen d5, I mean there is the other one. Let me just put it here for you. Let's go to the next one. So this is again a part of my preparation. So queen takes d5 and knight f3. So cd4 and knight c3. So we are kind of playing an anti-Clara gambit, yeah, you can say.
Oh wow. Okay.
So this kind of position usually black tries to get, okay? Just to show you how it might appear. So let's say we are playing a Tarasha, and cd5 can be met with cd4, queen d4, and knight c6. So this trick happens from the black side. So this is the Shara gambit or something like that they call it. I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but this line is okay. It's a complicated line, and this is what black tries to do. We are pretty much doing the same thing here as white. So we have like at least a couple of extra moves here.
Okay.
So we get a position like this, and here d3 is again, I mean, this actually proves that the way I chose was also not bad, because in most of these Catalan positions, if you manage to actually get this bishop here, getting this bishop out really becomes a tough job.
Yeah. Yeah, makes sense.
So something like this, and now bishop g5. So at that time when I was facing this opening and analyzing this, bishop g5 was actually a novelty. Not a lot of games had been played in this position. Later on, of course, there are a lot of games here. The most important one, I think, was Gelfand's game. Gelfand lost that game, but here I think rook c1 was another improvement. I think Gelfand went bishop f6 here and later on lost the game. But rook c1 is a very nice improvement. And he just played bishop d2 and knight d2. So even without the dark squared bishops, white pressure on the queen side can actually be very serious, yeah, after bishop g2, knight d5 and stuffs like that. So this is what the recommended line and the game is. Castle was played in the game, but bishop e6 is the computer move. And you can see white is having a very simple advantage, yeah, in this position.
Yeah.
So
Just a
in these
bad
kind
pawn
of
structure,
cases, yeah, in these kind of cases, you don't worry about like giving up the fianchetto bishop for the weakness, because black does not have a light square bishop as well to create any counterplay here. So I don't see black attacking you. But yeah, this is so easy to play as white.
Yeah, okay. That makes sense. Can we go back again to the beginning one more time?
Yes, sure. CD5. Yeah, this is the moment where you ask me D5.
So black will usually, I guess, play knight f6. So let's put that
So
on the board.
it's usually knight f6 or queen d5. I mean, either of these two moves. CD4 makes no sense here. Yeah, we just take queen d4.
Right. So then we just hold on to that d5 pawn after that, right?
Yes, knight c3, e4, and we get so many easy moves to defend that d5 pawn. Plus,
Right.
nobody's attacking that pawn yet, so I'm pretty sure white will have an extra pawn just like that.
Right. I feel like in blitz games, some people will probably try e6 also, right?
Right now,
Yeah.
seems a bit weird, but I think we can at least play e4 as in the recommendation, but I'm yet to figure out what exactly is happening if I
Just take it, right?
just take either of the pawns. Yeah, but yeah, okay, let's just take this one. Bishop e6, I'll just play knight f3.
Yeah, shouldn't be any problem for black.
Black is just down a pawn, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm just thinking if I, hold on to the pawn, yeah, in a very crude manner, even if like black somehow manages to recover the pawn, I think still the position at max will be equalized. Black probably has no play in this game anymore.
Yeah.
So white should be much better here.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Mhm.
I think this is pretty straightforward. Yeah, the lines that you gave me, I think for this makes sense.
Yeah, you can just go through the line, and this idea I like very much. The idea with e4 basically. I mean, I obviously did not know about it till I checked it. Never even saw these kind of openings. But e4
Mm-hmm.
here makes a lot of sense, and we can see the reason. The reason was to like just keep some pressure off the d5 pawn.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, now this is a very nice structure for white here.
Yeah. By playing e4, like otherwise, if he hadn't played e4, he would have lost the d5 pawn, right? So it's
Uh,
basically like
for sure, yes.
choosing to lose the e4 pawn, and in
Hmm.
doing so, we're quickly releasing the f1 bishop, right?
Yes.
And maintaining that
So
d5 pawn.
so pretty much they are also discussing this kind of variation. So it's something like a pretty much like a Grunfeld structure, yeah. Or you can say even black can play this e6 bishop d4 line as well.
Basically, Grunfeld but for some reason, black is down a tempo, right?
In this
Normally,
one,
black would
I
have
think
already
yeah,
had
no,
g6 played.
g6 and all that thing, yes.
Yeah.
So normally at least black would have had g6 here.
Yeah.
So this is also looking quite good, but I just have to admit that the e4 move is like probably much easier. Again, the situation comes to that, like if your opponent is making some weird move order things, you should probably punish him.
Mm-hmm.
So one advantage of playing the weird lines, especially when you are playing d4, is we always have like some backup issues. Like we always have some standard way to ignore everything and still play, which is not available when you go into gambit lines with e4.
Mm.
So just as I was telling you in the game, yeah, like when my opponent took here, I can easily transpose it into a queen's gambit accepted position, which later
Right.
on might
Yeah.
be like some sort of a Caro-Kann, Nimzo, with the IQP kind of thing. If I
Yeah.
ever decided to like grab the pawn with the e pawn.
Hmm.
So this seems pretty normal, but I mean, this I'm saying for you, for example, if you really face a weird opening and you don't know what to do, you always can choose some safer ways, yeah, out. Like you can at least equalize first and then think.
Yeah. I faced this one time over the board, and you told me to just treat it like a Queen's Gambit Declined, and you told me about this idea.
Yeah, you can just deal
I had a
like.
game kind of like that.
But since I was trying for a win, I went for G3, and okay, I played like, I mean, I like to play such positional positions in the Catalan, so a lot of experience also in that line. Plus, I also wanted to take my opponent out of theory, yeah, because I had a like a good feeling that, I mean, I know also that D5 is supposed to be the main line here,
Mm.
but I did not want to go into any preparations, which involves like some weird opening choices. So I just thought, okay, if I can play G3, then it's like, you are on the board and I'm on the board and we are just thinking what to do.
Right.
Plus, this gives me like more chances to actually convert it into a Catalan where I'm more comfortable. So I just chose G3.
Makes sense.
Okay. Um, would like to share another weird opening,
Sure.
which is
Are
not
we
that
covering weird openings in general, all across the board, or it's only related to the Catalan?
only related to D4, like which you might face.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So this was another one, which again I faced this opening. I mean, this normally never happens, in like tournament plays, like in classical games, especially in like IM level.
But over the online, I get the Budapest all the time.
Yes, online, I also face it a lot. And online, it's like I'm not so much worried, yeah, about facing it. Like I can play
Yeah.
any pretty much and be fine. Um,
I
but
actually used
but
to play the Budapest myself from black side.
yeah, I mean, I have actually also played the Budapest, myself as black side. But at that time, I was rated around like 1900. So I can understand why I was playing the Budapest. I would probably not go for the Budapest against like some very, like well-known IMs or GMs because they
Yeah.
can pretty much think over the board and get a very good position.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to show you how I dealt with it, like apart from the theoretical stuff. So here I knew that like bishop f4 has some f6 and some weird gambit lines, yeah, in this one.
Oh wow, really? I don't think I've ever seen that f6. Maybe I did once or twice, but it's very rare that I see it. I
Mhm.
usually see like I think
Bishop
people play
c5.
what like yeah, bishop c5, queen e7, right? Something like that.
Yes, exactly. So that's more common. And I thought, okay, if I get a position like that, I just want to go into some very simple looking position. And okay, so just 9 moves into the game, I'd like to like switch on the engine. You can see it's like already showing like plus 1.5, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So without going into any theoretical battle, I just played pretty normal standard developing moves and have a pretty decent position as well.
Okay. Nice. Yeah.
So you can use the same thing for against the Budapest as well. It's like one of the most reliable things, especially with the E3 system, which is also in my preparation. So I'll be sharing those lines with you as well.
So what you're saying is in this particular scenario, you didn't play bishop f4, but you played e3, correct?
Yes,
Instead.
yeah.
So what if you didn't get a chance to get that dark square bishop out? What if you didn't, like how would you develop the dark square bishop is my question. Would you play b3 and bishop b2?
B3 and bishop B2, yeah, exactly. So
Okay.
basically, if something, I mean, let's just say that black captures it right now, I will
Mm-hmm.
probably still play bishop E2. And let's just say black plays bishop C5 or something like this, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, I can take on E5 already and just castle.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask you that question, in fact. So in
Hmm.
the Budapest, obviously, there's a lot of chances for trades, right?
Yes,
Do the trades usually favor white?
yes, because in the little center, I think if you trade like, I mean, you don't need to trade all the minor pieces, but if you trade like couple of minor pieces, still you will be left with the better minor pieces, because black is wasting a lot of moves from the beginning to actually trade some pieces. So he's like roaming around with the knight. You can see he came here, here, and here only to get it traded. Yeah. So what's the point of like playing so many moves with the knight?
That's the reason why I thought that I wouldn't trade. But you're saying that it does make sense to trade, because I usually take the approach where I don't trade any of Black's pieces, because his pieces end up kind of like stepping on each other's toes. I feel like in the center, all of them just struggling, clamped up together in the center.
Uh,
So usually I have opted out from trading in
yes,
the Budapest.
you need to opt out from trading, but I'm just saying that like if you trade like a pair of minor pieces, it's fine for you. I mean, you are not losing a lot of your advantage.
Okay.
So for example, right now I would not go and trade this guy off for sure. Like I'll definitely
Mm-hmm.
just keep all the minor pieces.
Mm-hmm.
So in this line, just want to like tell you one particular thing. So black has this option here of a5. Okay, so the idea of a5 is very strange as well. Black wants to play rook a6 and rook g6, something like this.
Wow.
Okay, so
I,
this
I've
is
never seen that before either.
yeah,
That's
this is the
crazy.
whole concept of this Budapest line, that you need to get this rook to g6, and then then black gets like some very weird attack here, like queen to h4, knight to g4,
Mm,
and you would not want to make a move like h3 when his rook is on g6, because then the d pawn might come and he will sacrifice on h3 as well, especially with his queen being on h4 and rook being on g6.
mm-hmm.
So this is the only thing which I would like to be like a bit careful. So here we do have knight a4, and black will now at least have to get the bishop out to f8 or to a7. If he goes to a7, then I'm very happy. He's not getting this rook a6 anymore.
Right.
So bishop f8, and here we can actually charge black like this with f4. So I'm pretty much saying that before you set up your rook a6, rook g6 stuffs, I'm just gonna push my kingside pawn and I get like a lot of space advantage here. So something like this, and I can play already g3, stopping all your choices, and just bishop f3 and e4, yeah. So pretty decent position for me.
Yeah.
So
Can
nothing to
you, can
worry
we, yeah, I was gonna say, can we go back when you get a chance to the bishop f4 line again?
about. Yes.
I want to see exactly like why you're recommending the bishop. So like, say I play bishop f4 here.
Yeah, so bishop f4, sorry, bishop f4, there is f6, and you get a position like this now.
Oh,
So some double attacks. Queen d2 is obviously met with some bishop b4 stuff. And
I
I'm pretty
see.
much not so happy, yeah, like just ruining my pawn structure. Because if I actually get a double pawn like this, my c4 pawn might fall, yeah, at any point.
Right. Wow, this is pretty crazy. I haven't seen this idea at all. I
Mm-hmm.
don't think, at least. So after f6, what if I play e6?
Like this.
Yeah.
So this gives chance for bishop c5, e3, and just d takes e6, yeah. So there is no chance for an advantage here, I would say. Because queen d8, just king d8.
Okay.
And he's going to shut out my bishop. So
Right. Yeah, that bishop is not looking good at all. The dark square bishop.
yeah. So I don't
Okay,
I,
can we?
and also the problem is like I also don't see any clear-cut way for white to like fight for an advantage. Like if I had got h3 right now, then I would be very happy because knight h6 means I'm just gonna take it, yeah, like leaves black with like very weird pawn structure. But
Mm-hmm.
he still has e5, and I don't want to get into a position like this now, because
Mm-hmm.
this is hanging, position is opening up, double bishops will be a
Mm-hmm.
big asset.
Mm-hmm. Anwesh, I had just thought about something before I forget.
Mhm.
Before we end the class, can we look at my game against my other coach last week? Because the line that he played, I didn't feel prepared against it at all. He just destroyed me.
Okay, yeah,
We
sure.
can do it whenever you get some time, but I just wanted to keep that in your mind so we can try to cover it.
Sure, no problem. I anyway have like one more line in this weird opening, so I
Okay.
actually couple more, but I mean the first line, the Albin counter gambit we can obviously discuss. The other one is not so deep, so we can probably finish and then look at your games.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So here, I mean, okay, this is the only reason why I just think that if all the play is, based on the fact that black is able to sacrifice further a pawn, I just want to play e3, you know.
Yeah, now that I know of this, I mean, you're right. Like I've never seen F6, so I've been playing that, but now I know that that's a possibility. I'm gonna stick with
Yeah,
this line, I think.
yeah.
Just
So
can we look at one last time? Just go back to bishop f4 one more time.
yes.
F6. I'm just trying to think if I have any other options besides that. I So something like h3 doesn't.
So h3 here, he will take knight e5. So not to forget,
Okay,
this
so
is the
then I
back.
play e3.
E3, and now he will take. You have to take, and he gets bishop e4. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So again, I mean, this is not that bad. Like you can actually play this, but I really don't want to again make a positional concession. Yeah, at
Yeah,
this point,
right. Yeah,
and
I
and
don't
I
like this at all, honestly.
and I know that he will play like queen e7, knight e5, and keep bothering my c4 pawns.
Mm-hmm.
So if I don't get the c5 break at the right time, I don't have a, a very good feeling, yeah, against it.
Mm-hmm.
So I would just try and
Especially,
avoid this line.
yeah. This could become a nightmare if he manages to also trade away the bishops.
Oh yes, that
You
would
know,
be
like the light square bishop being gone, then white is, I think, actually like very bad.
true, very true. And also another problem is if both the light square bishops are gone, it's a problem for white. If this
Mm-hmm.
bishop and this knight is exchanged, then also the c4 pawn will be very bad, yeah.
Yeah, right.
Don't
I feel
like
like
it much.
black could just play b6 and bishop a6 even in these positions, couldn't he?
He can, but I think in this position, even d6 and bishop e6 also suffices to attack on c4.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true.
So instead of going for this, I think we should really stick to e3 because it's
Yeah.
less complex and you don't even need to do anything. Like it's like pretty standard decisions. And since you have already decided to like sacrifice the pawn, you can see that once I got this position, so again with the same f4 and okay, now what can go wrong, yeah, in white's position?
Yeah, this is very good. Yeah.
So in this game, my opponent never got a chance to actually get out of this mess that he has created. So I just played pretty standard, like just some solidifying moves. And yeah, you can see White's position was just too good already.
Mm,
So eventually there will be some sort of an e5 break or some sort of an f5, f6 idea, and black will struggle to defend this position. White has a huge space advantage and black has no pawn breaks. Yeah, that's another problem.
yeah. Yeah, it looks pretty solid to me.
Mm-hmm.
We can stick with this.
Okay, perfect. So these are like some of the weird lines that I have faced during my regular gameplay, I can say.
Mm,
And I just want to give you the other line as well. So I'm actually first I'm gonna show you this Albin counter one. So Albin counter never happens with me because I can start with knight f3, and black never gets a chance to play e5. But
hmm
still, it's worth it to know the line. So the only thing you should remember is not to play e3 in this position. So this will be probably considered the only mistake or the only wrong move which white can go here. The trick of the position is to play bishop b4, bishop d2, and d takes e3.
Man, yeah. Looks really bad.
Yeah, if you are like, if you're playing with such a pawn structure, okay, but such a pawn structure basically means you're playing into black's hand. Yeah, like black will eventually, pick up this pawn. Yeah, he has so many like nice attacking ideas to pick up the e5 pawn. It's isolated, doubled. So again, like something, which both of us totally stand against. Yeah, we don't like to play positionally already damaged structures in the opening itself.
Yeah,
And that was like also one of the reasons why we decided not to go for the Nimzo as well. Like, we don't want the double pawn and the strategic pressure.
yeah. I get this Albin all the time, by the way, in Blitz,
Mhm.
constantly.
Yeah, because this trap is pretty exciting. Yeah, like when you take and black has this move, so that's the whole trap about.
Oh yeah, I've seen this before. Yeah,
So you cannot take it because of bishop g4, and if you come back, then you're at least like a piece down. I mean, even though the piece consists of like three black knights, but still a piece is a piece. So
yeah. This
you're
is a
still
famous
down a
game,
piece.
right? Between I feel like I've seen this idea like this before, where black ends up getting three pieces for the queen or something like that. What was maybe that's something different. I don't know, but there was a game like this. It's part of the opening theory
Mhm.
where black gets I think the three pieces or something like that.
Was that in a Sicilian?
I don't remember, but I thought it was this opening, but maybe not. I don't remember at this point. It's been too long.
Okay. So just because of this E3 problem, we don't I mean I don't like to play this line, but okay, I think this is pretty good. And all you need to do is make this move, yeah, A3 here.
Mm.
And now it seems all white's problem are just solved.
So okay, I see. So haven't been playing a3. I've actually usually played like bishop f4 and knight d2 here, but
Okay,
that
so
makes a little bit more sense.
Bishop F4 again has the same issues, yeah. I'll play knight E7
So now I play knight
and knight
d2.
E6.
Yeah, then you're running into this issue. You can't get the white bishop out, right?
Yeah, because now black will start playing, I mean, like in a real gambit way, you can say.
Gosh, yeah, yeah.
So I'm not very sure if this extra pawn is like that helpful to us or not. But okay, I mean, we can just play A3 and practically deal with
Stop all
everything.
this. Yeah, 100% agree. I'm gonna stick with a3 then.
Yeah. So for this line, this is what is the recommendation, and you just defend C4. Now bishop F4 makes a lot of sense, and H4. So no G5 advances.
Wait, can we go through this slowly one more time? Because I
Uh,
wasn't
yes.
expecting
You,
this.
you 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 can make the moves also, right? No problem.
Okay. So a3, bishop e6, knight d2, knight d7, knight b3. So if bishop c4, then I'll just take on d4, right?
Yes, bishop C4. So I have given this one bishop C4, just knight D4, and I do not see anything here also for black.
Okay.
So yeah, we can stick to this line, and I mean again, I'll send you the material here. So should be fine for you.
Interesting. Okay. This will work for me. Sure.
Okay, perfect. And yeah, I think I mean that's pretty much it on the weird lines. There is one more weird line, but I'm not very sure if you actually get it like a lot of time. Let me just find it.
Yeah, show it to me. Because if I was gonna get it, I would have already gotten it by now.
Yeah, I mean this one with bishop F5.
I think I have gotten this before,
Mm-hmm.
but very rare.
Okay. So apart from all the positional responses here, like E3 and knight C3 and all this thing, we can actually go for this variation. C takes D5, bishop B1, and queen A4. This is the key option in this one. Like you can go rook B1, but rook B1 means like queen D5 and some attack on A2 as well.
Wow. I've
So
had this, but I've never had anyone play bishop takes b1 before. Interesting.
okay. But what do they play then after like C takes D5?
People do all types of weird stuff. They usually play knight f6, honestly, I think.
Okay, so knight
Or
F6 is
queen takes
also
d5.
knight F6 is also a theory here. We just go knight C3, knight D5, and queen B3.
Yeah, I've
So
had this kind of position before.
okay, so here pretty standard position, and I think white is doing much better here as well.
Okay.
So this queen A4 practically solves all your problems, and I think white is already much better. Queen D4 is what they usually play. I'm gonna give you the lines right now. So we can go into the endgame and get a stable advantage because of the double bishops. And here already, like I'm trying to make this position look very good for white. That's why I kept playing b4. You can play g3 and bishop g2 here anyway. You can play knight f3, bishop b5 anyway. It
Mm,
seems that white has the double bishops for free now, and not very sure what exactly black got it in place of this double bishop.
mhm. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so yeah, I mean that's it from this weird variations. I haven't faced any further ones, so and I don't think there is any weird variations in the King's Indian or in the Grunfeld. Like there are no sacrificing lines here, so I think it's
Hmm.
pretty much okay.
Yeah, true.
Okay.
Makes sense.
Yes. So I think that's it for the game. Maybe let's start the next session with the game analysis. Yeah, maybe that will make more
Yeah,
sense. We'll have enough time because I have to go in like maybe in 5 minutes to someplace. Don't want to
yeah,
start.
yeah. No, no, that's fine. That's fine. We've been talking for a long time. We can cover it next time. No problem.
No
But I
issues.
definitely want to cover it because I played around with it and I'm still unsure of exactly how to respond to it. But basically, it's when they take the c4 pawn right away,
Hmm.
and I tried to play it with the knight a3 system, and it really backfired a lot. Like I know
Okay.
knight a3 is a mistake for sure, but I just need to know how to deal with it.
Yeah, in the Catalan one, we don't go knight a3 systems, especially if we have the pawn on d4. That's like the basic
Hmm.
rule. We
Yeah.
use the knight a3 systems only when the pawn is still on d2. Then knight a3
Mm,
system is good because you need the d2 pawn to break d3. Like you need to sacrifice it.
mm, I see.
So that's the only thing, like only information like right now I can share. I did like a second, if I remember correctly, I had a game where I was facing it also, but because my pawn was still not on D like D4, it was probably okay for me. So something like this, I just want to add one game. So something like this happens. So here knight a3 makes like some sense, yeah, here in this position.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. True.
So here knight a3, there are some lines where you can directly play knight a3 also without a4. But again,
Mm,
this looks so nice to me that I just sacrifice the pawn and already think of it like already I'm thinking white has a very good position. Of course, I
mm,
did mess it up at some point, but the attack that I created was pretty nice in this game.
hmm.
And okay, it's complicated for black to defend such positions. Again, with computer, yes, very easy. Without it, it's difficult.
Hmm.
Okay, so these are like some examples where I never ever wanted to go into a sharp opening, but anyway, I had to go because of my opponent's choices.
Mm,
Yeah.
yeah, makes sense.
Okay. So I'll send you the Budapest lines and the Alpine lines as well. You can go through the preparation and it should be
Okay.
fine. Yeah.
Yeah, sounds good, man. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thanks. No problem, Rafi. So I think I'll see you next weekend, someplace, and should be fine.
Yeah, let's shoot for next weekend. That sounds good to me.
Okay. All right.
All right, man. Thank you again. I'll talk to you soon.
Yeah. All right. Same here. Bye bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.